everywhere. Everything's sold out because of tonight.
Oh yeah, the midnight release, all the kids. Come on, Joe. Well, what are you gonna do? Sit down, Joe, take a load off, and Devin and Jacob will be here soon. So let's start with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Not too sure.
Or as it's known in the UK, the Philosopher's Stone. Alright, I'm gonna go get some drinks. I'll be right back.
Hurry up. No. No. Xbox? The video game? No. Not again.
Wait, Joe, let me explain.
No,
This time I'm just gonna... Hey, Joe.
Oh, man.
Are you ready?
I'm not playing those stupid movie games.
You're not?
Hell no.
I see. Well, in that case, Expelliarmus shitty games!
What the hell? That's not even from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's a little spell of my own, Joe. Only use it in time of emergencies. And this is quite an emergency.
Dang.
Welcome back to the wonderful world of movie license games. The best things that I can say about these two games, along with the last film that just came out, is that it got me introduced to the world of Harry Potter. By now you must have heard of how awesome the last movie is, how great the franchise is on a whole, how it's this younger generation's version of Star Wars, blah, 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 blah. I never really cared about Harry Potter, especially not when he first came out, because it was nerdy or uncool to like Harry Potter, and I just never bothered. But as the movies went on, I caught one on TV, and I found it pretty interesting. There was intrigue, mystery, and a bit of powerful magic.
Do nothing! He's mine to finish!
I got hooked, and so in prep for the final movie releasing and these video games, I went out and had a Harry Potter marathon with my friends, watching all of the movies, and it was a lot of fun. It's interesting to see these characters, and actors for that matter, grow along with the movies. The storylines, they get a lot darker and more mature as things go along. I recommend the third and the last movies myself. Even so, I never really thought the Harry Potter franchise would translate into video games very well. And that's especially the case with Deathly Hallows Part 1. Because, honestly, not much happens in that movie that's game-worthy. It's just a big build-up to Part 2. But EA pressed on anyway and took our lovable Hogwarts schoolmates and turned them into Call of Duty soldiers with gun wands and a cover mechanic. Hallows Part 1 is a third-person shooter that follows the movie storyline very closely through cutscenes with only slight variations and many more Death Eaters in between to make it more gamey. As a fan, you might get a kick out of this for a while, but that'll soon fade as the dread of repetitive and shallow gameplay sit in. Your main method of defense against enemies like spiders, Death Eaters, Snatchers, and Pixies are your spells. You lock onto targets and fire at them with the triggers. It's sad though that the only spell worth a damn in the game is the one you start off with, Stupefy.
Stupefy! 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 Stupefy!
The only other helpful one is Confringo, which blows up rocks in your path. But the other 6 spells are worthless. It's just Harry and company screaming over and over again, Stupefy! 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 Harry also seems to be able to level up as you progress, but you would hardly know it unless you hit the start button and saw a tiny indicator. Apparently, I was at level 18. But despite the game's insistence that my spells are now more powerful, it took me the same amount of shots to kill the same enemies. Pointless, disingenuous window dressing to make this game seem deeper than it really is. Speaking of that, this game breaks up the shooting gallery monotony with these side missions, with the excuse that Ron or Hermione need to rest or research something.
The camp should be hidden. But maybe Ron can still find us if he comes back soon. I mean, he knows the sort of place we'd go.
And so you'll get this pop-up with a screen with 3 different side missions on it. Fight against more of the same enemies that you normally do. Sneak around in awkward first-person mode under the invisibility cloak. Or rescue a certain amount of Muggle-borns. Dirty, filthy Muggle-borns.
No one asked your opinion, you filthy little mudblood.
It's a bad word in the Harry Potter universe. Trust me, you were shocked right then. But you have to play through all of them, so there is absolutely no point in giving you an option. It's forced. It's just annoying level padding. There are 21 core missions, 6 of which are just backtracking the way that you came. And as you grow pissed off with this chore of a game, you'll soon realize that you didn't have to do any of it. You could just run through the entire game without stopping. And once you know this, it is impossible to resist the urge to do this when you're fighting and it's so damn repetitive. Either way, you're gonna beat this snooze fest in just 4 hours or less. Aside from that, they did include a Connect Challenge mode, which are really just 2-minute long on-rails shooter bits, which have you up to a max of using 2 spells, one of which has to be, wait for it, Stupefy! Stupefy, 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 Stupefy! Does that seem normal to you? Does that seem Harry Potter to you? Stupefy, 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 Stupefy! You can also cast spells silently. Stupefy! Dumbledore would be ashamed of this travesty. To see what has happened to the Harry Potter franchise